My name is Rebecca Mitchell. I am 31 years old, and for the past 9 years, my family has believed I work as a flight instructor at a small regional airport, teaching rich people's teenagers how to fly Cessnas. They think I'm a glorified driving instructor. They think I make $45,000 a year. They think I spend my days in tiny propeller planes going in circles. But sitting here at the Joint Base Andrews Airshow, listening to my younger brother Tyler tell his Air Force pilot buddies that his sister teaches flying lessons to trust fund kids, I'm about to show them exactly what kind of flying I actually do. Because in approximately 3 minutes, the airshow announcer is going to call my call sign, Viper 1, and I'm going to walk onto that tarmac. I'm going to climb into a $150 million F-22 Raptor stealth fighter, and I'm going to perform a 15-minute tactical demonstration that includes supersonic passes, post-stall maneuvers, and vertical climbs that will shake the ground beneath their feet. And when my brother Googles Captain Rebecca Mitchell F-22 Raptor and discovers that his flight instructor sister is actually one of only 12 female F-22 pilots in the entire United States Air Force, a combat veteran with 2 deployments and over 800 flight hours in the most advanced fighter jet ever built, Tyler is going to wish he'd kept his condescending mouth shut. Subscribe to her mission stories if you've ever flown higher than anyone knew while your family looked down on you. We honor women who soar in silence. New story every day. The year 2015. I was 22 years old. I had just graduated from the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. I graduated with honors, degree in aerospace engineering, top 10% of my class. I was commissioned as a second lieutenant, and I had been selected for undergraduate pilot training, UPT. The pipeline to become an Air Force pilot, my family's reaction was mixed. My father, a corporate attorney, was confused. Becca, you're going to fly planes for the Air Force? Yes, Dad, but you have an engineering degree. You could work for Boeing, Lockheed Martin, make real money. I want to serve. Serve? Honey, that's noble. But flying for the Air Force isn't a career. It's a job. What happens when you get out? I'll figure it out. My mother was more direct. Rebecca, you're 22 years old, a beautiful girl. You should be thinking about settling down, finding a nice man, not running off to play fighter pilot. I'm not playing, Mom. This is what I've trained for. Your friends from high school are getting engaged, having careers, real lives. This is a real life. My younger brother Tyler, who was 19 and halfway through college, laughed. You're going to fly planes, Becca? You get carsick on road trips. That's not the same thing. Whatever you say, sis. Good luck with that. I reported to UPT at Laughlin Air Force Base in Texas in June 2015. The training was brutal. Ground school, simulator training, flight training in T-6 Texan trainer aircraft, then T-38 Talon supersonic trainers. We started with 40 students. By the end, only 28 earned their wings. I was one of 3 women, and I finished in the top 5. In May 2016, I graduated UPT and received my pilot wings. The ceremony was a big deal. My parents came. Tyler didn't. He had finals. After the ceremony, my father shook my hand. Congratulations, Becca. So what happens now? I get assigned to my aircraft. What kind of plane will you fly? I don't know yet. I requested fighters. Fighters? Rebecca, those are dangerous. That's the point, Dad. 2 weeks later, I got my assignment. F-22 Raptor, the most advanced air superiority fighter in the world. Stealth, supercruise, 5th-generation technology. There were fewer than 200 F-22 pilots in the entire Air Force, and I was going to be one of them. I called my parents with the news. I got my assignment. F-22 Raptor. What's that? My mother asked. It's a fighter jet, one of the best in the world. That sounds dangerous. It's what I wanted. My father got on the line. Becca, are you sure about this? Fighter jets? That's combat. That's war. I know, Dad. You could still get out. Use your engineering degree. Get a real job. This is a real job. He sighed. Okay, if this is what you want, it is. Tyler's reaction was predictable. When I told him at Thanksgiving, he laughed. You? Flying a fighter jet? Becca, those things cost like $100 million. They're not going to let you fly one. They already assigned me to one. Yeah, but you'll probably just fly cargo planes or something. They're not going to put a girl in an actual fighter. I'm literally going to F-22 training in January. Sure you are. I stopped trying to convince him. I reported to F-22 Formal Training Unit at Tyndall Air Force Base in Florida in January 2017. 6 months of intensive training. Systems, tactics, air-to-air combat, air-to-ground strikes, emergency procedures. I flew my first F-22 sortie in February 2017. It was the most incredible experience of my life. The power, the speed, the precision. I was hooked. I graduated F-22 training in July 2017. I was assigned to the 27th Fighter Squadron at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. I was now an operational F-22 pilot, one of fewer than 15 women to ever fly the Raptor. I was 24 years old, and I was living my dream, but my family still didn't understand. At Christmas 2017, Tyler brought his new girlfriend home. She was studying to be a lawyer. My parents loved her. During dinner, she asked me what I did. I'm a pilot. Air Force. Oh, that's cool. What do you fly? F-22 Raptor. Tyler interrupted. She flies a fighter jet. Supposedly. Supposedly, I said. Well, you've never actually shown us. For all we know, you're flying a desk. I fly combat missions, Tyler. In what, Microsoft Flight Simulator? The table laughed. I didn't respond. Because 2 weeks earlier, I'd flown a combat air patrol mission over Syria. But I couldn't tell them that. Over the next 3 years, I deployed twice. Once to Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, once to an undisclosed location in the Middle East. I flew over 100 combat sorties. I provided air support for ground troops. I conducted air superiority missions. I intercepted enemy aircraft. I earned an air medal with 3 oak leaf clusters, and I became one of the most respected F-22 pilots in my squadron. But my family thought I was teaching flying lessons. In 2019, I made captain. I was 26 years old. I was a fighter pilot, a combat veteran, an expert in the most advanced fighter jet in the world. And my family still introduced me as Becca, who flies planes for the Air Force. At Thanksgiving 2020, Tyler announced he'd gotten a job at a defense contractor, Lockheed Martin, Engineering Division, starting salary $85,000. My parents were ecstatic. Tyler, that's incredible. Lockheed Martin, thanks, Dad. They turned to me. Becca, you should talk to Tyler. Maybe he can get you a job there too. I don't need a job, Mom. I have one. You know what I mean? A real job with a real salary. I make a good salary. How much do flight instructors make? I'm not a flight instructor. Tyler laughed. What are you then? I'm a fighter pilot. Right, the F-22 thing. Sure, it's not a thing, Tyler. It's my job. Have you ever actually proven that? What do you mean? I mean, you say you fly F-22s, but I've never seen it. For all we know, you're making it up. Why would I make it up? I don't know, maybe to sound impressive. I stood up. Excuse me. I went to the bathroom and cried. Because I'd just returned from a 6-month deployment where I'd flown missions that saved lives. And my brother thought I was lying. After that Thanksgiving, I stopped talking about my job. When family asked what I did, I gave vague answers. I work for the Air Force. Teaching. Training. That kind of thing. They filled in the blanks. They assumed I was a flight instructor at some small regional airport, teaching rich kids how to fly Cessnas. and I let them believe it because it was easier than being dismissed. For the past 4 years, I've maintained that lie. I've told them I left active duty and now teach civilian flight lessons. They believed it completely. They have no idea I'm still an active duty captain. They have no idea I'm still flying F-22s. They have no idea I'm one of the best pilots in my squadron. And then, 3 weeks ago, Tyler called me. "Hey, Becca, you busy this weekend?" "Depends. What's up?" "There's an air show at Andrews. Joint Base Andrews. Big deal. Thunderbirds are performing. Some other cool jets. Okay? I got VIP passes through work. I'm bringing some of my Air Force buddies. Thought you might want to come. You know, since you're into planes and stuff." "Into planes and stuff. Sure, I'll come." "Great. See you Saturday." What Tyler didn't know was that I was performing at that air show. I was the F-22 demonstration pilot, and in 3 days, he was going to find out. The week before the air show, I flew practice runs every day. The F-22 demonstration is 15 minutes of precision flying, high G turns, vertical climbs, power loops, tactical pitch maneuvers, heritage flights. It's designed to showcase the aircraft's capabilities. And it's one of the most prestigious assignments a fighter pilot can get. I've been selected because of my performance record. Over 800 flight hours in the F-22. 2 combat deployments. 0 incidents. Expert rating in air-to-air combat. I was one of the best. And the Air Force wanted me to show it. The day before the air show, I did a final practice run. My squadron commander watched from the ground. After I landed, he walked over. "Mitchell, that was perfect. You're going to kill it tomorrow." "Thank you, sir. Your family coming to watch?" "Yeah, my brother and some of his friends." "Do they know you're performing?" "No, sir." He raised an eyebrow. "You didn't tell them? It's complicated, sir." He laughed. "Well, they're in for a surprise." "Yes, sir." Saturday morning arrived. I woke up at 5 a.m. I went through my pre-flight routine, physical training, breakfast, briefing with the ground crew, aircraft inspection. By 10 a.m., I was ready. The air show started at noon. My demonstration was scheduled for 2000 mine. I had time. Tyler had texted me the night before. "Meet us at the VIP tent at noon. I'll introduce you to my buddies." I showed up at the VIP tent at 11:45 a.m. Tyler was there with 3 other guys, all Air Force, all pilots, all cocky. "Becca," Tyler said, giving me a hug. "Glad you could make it. Thanks for inviting me." He gestured to his friends. "This is Jake, Marcus, and Ryan. We all work together at Lockheed. These guys are Air Force pilots. Jake flies C-17s, Marcus flies F-16s, Ryan flies Tingers." They shook my hand. "Nice to meet you." "Tyler tells us you're a pilot too," Jake said. "I am. What do you fly?" I hesitated. Tyler answered for me. "She teaches flying lessons. Cessnas. Little propeller planes." The guys smiled politely. "That's cool," Marcus said. "Everyone's got to start somewhere." "Right," Tyler said. "Becca's been doing it for a few years now. She likes it." I didn't correct him. We walked around the air show. Static displays, aircraft on the ground, people taking photos. Tyler and his friends talked constantly. About flying, about the Air Force, about combat deployments. I stayed quiet. At one point, we stopped in front of an F-22 Raptor on static display. "Now that's a jet," Marcus said. "F-22, most advanced fighter in the world." "You ever fly one?" Jake asked. "Nah. I fly F-16s. The Raptor is next level. Only the best of the best get to fly those." "How many pilots fly them?" Ryan asked. "I think there's only like 200 in the whole Air Force. Super exclusive." Tyler turned to me. "Becca, you ever been in one of these?" "No." I lied. "Would you even fit in the cockpit?" he joked. The guys laughed. I forced a smile. We kept walking. At 1 p.m., we found seats in the VIP section. Front row, perfect view of the runway. The Thunderbirds performed first, 6 F-16s flying in perfect formation. It was incredible. Tyler and his friends cheered. After the Thunderbirds, there was a heritage flight, a P-51 Mustang from World War II flying alongside a modern F-22. Beautiful. Then the announcer's voice came over the speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special demonstration for you today. The United States Air Force is proud to present a tactical demonstration of the F-22 Raptor, flown by one of our nation's finest pilots. I felt my heart start to race. Tyler leaned over. This is going to be sick, the announcer continued. Our demonstration pilot today is Captain Rebecca Mitchell, Callsign Viper 1. Captain Mitchell is a combat veteran with over 800 flight hours in the F-22 Raptor. She's flown missions in support of Operation Inherent Resolve and has earned multiple air medals for her service. Please give a warm welcome to Viper 1. The crowd erupted in applause. Tyler's face went white. He turned to me. Becca? I stood up. I looked at him. That's me. What? I'm Viper 1. His mouth fell open. Jake stared. Marcus looked confused. Ryan just whispered, "Holy shit." I grabbed my flight bag from under my seat. "I've got to go." "Wait," Tyler said, his voice shaking. "You're the demonstration pilot?" "Yes, but you said you don't fly F-22s. I lied. Why? Because every time I tried to tell you the truth, you dismissed me. So I stopped trying. I walked away, toward the flight line. Behind me, I heard Tyler shouting, "Becca, wait." I didn't turn around. I reached the flight line. My crew chief was waiting. "Captain Mitchell, aircraft's ready. Pre-flight complete. All systems green. Thank you, Chief." I did a quick walk-around inspection. The F-22 Raptor is a work of art. Sleek, deadly, beautiful. I climbed the ladder. I settled into the cockpit. I strapped in. 5-point harness, helmet on. Oxygen connected. I ran through my checklist. Systems green. Engines ready. Weapons safed. I gave the thumbs up. The ground crew removed the ladder and chocks. I started the engines. The twin Pratt and Whitney F-119 engines roared to life. 29,000 pounds of thrust each, enough to push the 65,000-pound aircraft to Mach 2.25. I taxied to the runway. The tower cleared me. "Viper 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Winds calm. Altimeter 2 minor, Niner 2. Have a great show. Copy." Viper 1 rolling. I advanced the throttles. The F-22 surged forward, 60 knots, 80 knots, 100 knots. I pulled back on the stick. The nose lifted, and I was airborne. I climbed to 5,000 feet. I could see the crowd below. Thousands of people, including Tyler. I keyed the mic. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain Rebecca Mitchell in the F-22 Raptor. Let me show you what this aircraft can do." I rolled inverted, then pulled into a split S maneuver. Diving toward the ground at 400 knots, pulling up at the last second, the crowd gasped. I climbed vertical, straight up, 10,000 feet in seconds. At the top, I executed a Herbst maneuver post, stall pitchback that makes the jet flip backward in midair. Impossible in any other aircraft. I leveled out and accelerated, Mach 1.2. Supersonic. The sonic boom shook the ground. I could see people covering their ears. I pulled into a tight 9G turn. My G-suit inflated, squeezing my legs to keep blood in my brain. I grunted through the pressure. Then I executed a power loop, vertical climb. Loop at the top, dive back down, pull out level. For the finale, I dropped to 500 feet above the runway. Full afterburner. 600 knots. I pulled into a max performance climb. Straight up, 90-degree angle, 20,000 feet in under a minute. At the top, I rolled the aircraft, then dove back down. I leveled out at 1,000 feet, reduced power, and flew a slow pass over the crowd. Wings rocking. Victory roll. The crowd went wild. I landed smoothly. Taxied back to the ramp, shut down the engines. I climbed out. The crowd was still cheering. My crew chief saluted. "Hell of a show, ma'am." "Thanks, Chief." I walked back toward the VIP tent. Tyler was standing at the edge of the crowd. His face was pale. His friends were behind him, mouths open. I walked up to them. Tyler stared at me. You I just flew an F-22 Raptor." "Yes, but how?" "I'm a fighter pilot, Tyler. I've been one for 9 years. Why didn't you tell us?" "I tried. You didn't believe me." Jake stepped forward. "Captain Mitchell, that was the most incredible flying I've ever seen." "Thank you." Marcus shook his head. "I can't believe your Viper won. You're a legend in the F-22 community." "I'm just doing my job." Ryan extended his hand. "It's an honor to meet you, ma'am." I shook it. Tyler finally found his voice. "Becca, I'm so sorry." "For what?" "For everything. For not believing you. For making fun of you. For being a complete idiot." I looked at him. "You spent years telling me I wasn't a real pilot. You laughed at me. You dismissed me. And the whole time I was flying one of the most advanced jets in the world." "I know. And I'm an asshole." "Yes, you are. Can you forgive me?" "I don't know yet." After the air show, Tyler and his friends followed me back to my squadron. They wanted to see the F-22 up close. I gave them a tour. They were like kids in a candy store. Tyler was quiet the whole time. After the tour, he pulled me aside. "Becca, I need to talk to you." "Okay. I've been thinking about this all afternoon, about how badly I've treated you." "Go on." "I've spent years making you feel small, making jokes, dismissing your career. And the whole time you were doing something I could never do. I didn't do it to prove you wrong, Tyler." "I know, but I was wrong. So wrong." "Yes, you were." He looked at me. "Why didn't you tell us the truth?" "I tried. For years. But every time I mentioned my job, you made a joke. Or Dad compared me to you. Or Mom asked when I was going to get a real career. So I gave up. We made you feel like you had to hide." "Yes, I'm sorry. I appreciate that. Can I ask you something?" "Sure. What's it like?" "Flying that thing?" I smiled. "It's the greatest feeling in the world. I believe it." We stood there for a moment. Then Tyler spoke again. "I'm going to tell everyone. Mom, Dad, my friends, everyone. I'm going to tell them my sister's a badass F-22 pilot. You don't have to do that." "Yes, I do, because I've spent years being ashamed of you, and I should have been proud. Thanks, Tyler." He hugged me. It was the first real hug he'd given me in years. That night, Tyler posted a video on social media. It was footage of my airshow demonstration. With the caption, "This is my sister, Captain Rebecca Mitchell, Callsign Viper 1. She's one of only 12 female F-22 pilots in the U.S. Air Force. I spent years thinking she was just a flight instructor. Turns out she's a combat veteran and one of the best pilots in the country. I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Becca. You're my hero." The post went viral. Within 24 hours, it had over 1 million views. My phone exploded with messages. Friends from high school, old classmates, extended family, and my parents. My mother called first. "Rebecca, we just saw Tyler's post. Is that really you?" "Yes, Mom. You fly F-22s? "I have for 9 years. Why didn't you tell us?" "I tried. You didn't listen." "Honey, I'm so sorry." My father called next. "Becca, I just watched the video. That was incredible." "Thanks, Dad. I had no idea you were doing this." "I know. Why didn't you make us understand?" "I tried, Dad, for years." But you were always more interested in Tyler's career. That's not. He paused. You're right, we were. Yes, I'm proud of you, Becca. I should have said that years ago. I felt tears in my eyes. Thanks, Dad. Over the next week, I did interviews, local news, military publications, aviation magazines. Everyone wanted to know about the female F-22 pilot. My squadron commander called me into his office. Mitchell, you're famous. I didn't mean for this to happen, sir. He laughed. It's good for the Air Force, good for recruiting. You're a role model. I'm just a pilot, sir. You're more than that. You're proof that women can do anything. 3 weeks later, I was invited to speak at a STEM conference for young girls. I talked about my career, my journey, the challenges, the rewards. After my speech, a 12-year-old girl came up to me. She had tears in her eyes. Captain Mitchell, I want to be a pilot like you. Then do it. My dad says girls can't fly fighter jets. Your dad's wrong. Really? Really? If I can do it, you can too. She hugged me. Thank you. As I left the conference, I thought about my family, about Tyler, about my parents. They finally saw me. But I didn't need their approval anymore. I had my own. Today, my family knows who I am. They know what I do. They know I'm not a flight instructor. They know I'm a fighter pilot, one of the best. Tyler and I have rebuilt our relationship. He calls me every week. He asks about my missions, my flights, my life. He listens, really listens. My parents have stopped comparing me to Tyler. They've stopped asking when I'm going to get a real job because they finally understand. This is my real job, and I'm damn good at it. Last month, I was promoted to major. My entire family attended the ceremony. When the commander pinned the new rank on my uniform, Tyler stood up and saluted. He's not military, but he saluted anyway. After the ceremony, a young woman approached me. She was wearing an Air Force Academy uniform. Major Mitchell, I'm a cadet at the Academy. I want to fly F-22s like you. Then work hard, study, train, and don't let anyone tell you you can't. Did people tell you that? All the time. How did you deal with it? I proved them wrong. She smiled. I will too. As she walked away, I thought about the past 9 years. The doubts, the dismissals, the years of hiding, and I thought about now, flying the most advanced fighter jet in the world, inspiring the next generation, being exactly who I was meant to be. I don't need anyone's approval anymore. But I won't lie, it feels good to finally be seen. Subscribe to her mission stories for more tales of women who soar higher than anyone knew. New story every day. We honor those who fly in silence and finally get the recognition they deserve. You are not alone. Your work matters. And one day they'll see you too.